All right, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom Ras Tafari, Salam Tana, Aina Yistadling, Senbet Salam. This book right here is called The Black Jews of Harlem. And I've referenced this particular book before, The Black Jews of Harlem by Howard M. Broats. It might be a little difficult to find, but we was able to find a copy of The Black Jews of Harlem. Very, very interesting book right here. Negro nationalism and the dilemmas of Negro leadership. You see it right there. All right? And this is from a section, Source Books in Negro History. All right? Now, this particular book I reference, and you can go to, you can check it out on Wikipedia. I think it's the Black Jews, African American Israelites. It's kind of classified in one of those subsections. Don't recall right now. I think it's African American Jews or Israelites, Black Hebrews. I think it's under Black Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrews or Hebrew Israelites, right? And you'll find history, a brief history of, for lack of a better word, the movement of Ethiopian Hebrews or Black Jews, right? So this is a part of our hidden legacy, or it hasn't been stolen so much, but it's been hidden from us. Others have just been taking it because it's a good thing. They know what it means to them, right? And in the divine mind, God's mind, they're not supposed to tell us who we be. We're supposed to recognize who we be. We're supposed to hear the voice of one calling in the wilderness, as it were, right? To repent, right? We're supposed to hear the words of the great shepherd, right? Of Yeshua, the Moshiach. So we don't say we want Moshiach now. We say we have Moshiach now, if we know the half of the story that hasn't been told to us. So this particular book is, I think, very important in that search and reclamation of the half of the story that hasn't really been told and been suppressed until now, right? Because now is the time. Now, today is the acceptable day of salvation. Now, this particular book, let's see if we can go right here. Some of the chapters in this particular book are interesting. Has a couple of illustrations. The world of commandment keepers. Now, the commandment keepers, the congregation known as the commandment keepers, from which this book, Black Jews of Harlem, basically gets its title, was founded by Rebbe Wentworth Arthur Matthews. Now, sometimes when I say, okay, we have a black rabbi, we have black rabbis, and it's this famous black rabbi. For us who know him, he has a Shemot, he has a name, so he's famous amongst us, but he's unknown among others. But once you get to know the half of the story, you recognize this is a very important man right here. And we're showing you some of this book was actually written in published in 63. It's published in 1963. Now let me just show you this right here so you'll see now why that's important. Well, because 2013 is a jubilee year for us. It's actually 200 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, since liberty was proclaimed. But it wasn't just proclaimed like we didn't do anything for it. We fought, we bled, we died, right? Blood, sweat, and tears was shed for our liberty by us, by we black people, so-called Negroes, lost sheep of the house of Israel, Beta Israel. We the Falashas, we are Falashas, Falashim. We're exile. We're in exile in the diaspora here in the West. So see that right there, June 1963, right? June 1963. You see it right there, right? June 1963. Now, let's see when it was published. They said first printed, right, in 64. But you see from the preface to the 1970 edition, it says 1963. So I'm just putting that forward because that's in the timeline. I like to go through some more of this, actually page by page. And this is also work for other brothers and sisters, right, who are responsible, who respond to that call of our culture and our heritage, to do all in their power to proclaim the good news. This is our gospel, right? This is the good news of the King of Kings and his Christ. This is actually the foundation. Negro, you see what it says right there? Negro is the name of a thing. And it says, black Jews contend, we, the black Jews, Ethiopian Hebrews, contend that the so-called Negroes in America are really Ethiopian Hebrews or Falashas who have been stripped of their knowledge of their name and religion, or spirituality, you can say, during slavery or enslavement, because we were never Slav. Slav is a European name and title that was put on us when Slick Willie stripped us 301 years ago, right? 1712 to 300 years, 2012, the end of their world system, right? White supremacy. Now, the term Negro, we further contend, is a word invented by the Slav masters and imposed upon the enslaved together with the white man's religion in order to demoralize them, confuse us. Babylon means confusion. And they did this by instilling in the enslaved the view that they had no gods, no ancestors, no principles of right and wrong or ma'at, and nothing worthwhile of their own. All right, so this is just like an intro right here. Now, I think there's some pictures in this particular book, right, that we can highlight. Right, as you can see right here, some of the pictures in this particular book right here. This is Rabbi William being given his priestly charge by Rabbi Matthew. That's Rabbi Matthew right there. All right, Wentworth Arthur Matthew. All right, and then you can, let's see if we can, that's him right there, right? That is the ordination of Rabbi James William by Rabbi Wentworth Arthur Matthew right there. Rabbi Wentworth Arthur Matthew. All right, and then you can see right there, that is Elder Harold Gray from Youngstown, Ohio, delivering a lecture, like a Devar Torah. And you see the black youths, the children. This is the, I think maybe a synagogue or a yeshiva right there. All right, just so you can see some of that. Okay. And we're touching on this because we want to touch on the teaching a Rebbe, rabbi, to rabbi, to be rabbi or not to be rabbi. And that's the question that we're going to address in this Ras Tafari Rebbe series. Now, this is interesting because this is actually Rabbi Matthew, Small, and William coming from the Harlem River after the Tashlik ceremony on Rosh Hashanah, right? Coming from the Harlem River, right? And you see the brother there, our elder, right? This is the real black, you could say, church, or the Beta Meshahawiyan, right? The Beta Christian, in the true sense, not the whitewashed Gentile sense. Rabbi Small, far left, with the elders of the congregation, right? There's a Rebbe Matthew with graduates of the Hebrew school and elders. And you see him, he's over here in white right there. All right. Here is Rebbe Matthews addressing the graduates. All right, he's addressing the graduates right there. All right. And this is Rabbi Maketin. All like Mike Ketton, a representative of the Brooklyn group, right? The Brooklyn group, and you can see Rabbi Matthew right there. And let's go through this. Just a couple more pictures right here. All right. Think about 10, 12 pictures. Okay, this is the congregation. All right, this is the congregation right here attending Hebrew graduation school. Right, Hebrew graduation school. This is like 40 years ago. We could say about 40 years ago. Right, 40 years ago. Now, when we put this in context with the Hebrew Torah and the Hebrew book of Exodus and the prophetic, right? When we put this into context with the prophetic, and this is 40 years later, well, that brings front and center the true overstanding, right? The basic understanding, but a true overstanding in order to overcome this hell and Holocaust and black genocide. This Holocaust, we're going through a period of a Holocaust or a black genocide, right? Just like the Israelites, in a sense, went through in the wilderness, but much worse in this present time, because we should have the example, right, of the scriptures. Those in the wilderness didn't have that particular example, right? But anyway, this is the congregation right here. One would think on a level it's church, but yes, this is the real church. This is the true church of the firstborn, right? This is the true church of the firstborn, right? So we can see that picture right there. This is evidence, because folks will try to say, like, let's see right here. This is okay, 2 pictures down here. Okay, let me show you this picture right here. So this is Rabbi Small and Matthew pose with cake commemorating Matthew's 74th birthday and the 50th anniversary of the Commandment Keepers congregation, right, of the Commandment Keepers congregation. So here they with a cake, a commemoration. Right, then we have over here this particular picture right here, a commandment keeper from Jamaica, right, from Jamaica. So it's not just I Yankee, so-called, but it's also the Yadi. It's not just I Judahite, right, so-called Negro in the Americas, but it's also the Binyamite, right. This is the foundation of our unity. Right, this is the foundation of our unity right here. So we have a commandment keeper from Jamaica, Rabbi Small, Mrs. Matthew, the wife of Rabbi Matthew or Rabbi Matevos, and all attending the 50th anniversary celebration right here. Now this is one for the ages. This is really one for the ages. And there's so much within the text that we would love to touch on. We're going to see if we can even try to find a scan of this book, so we can put up a PDF version of it. Now, this is the true foundation, right? This is the true foundation when we start to talk about black Hebrews or Hebrew Israelites. And unfortunately, many of the Hebrew Israelites, certain camps of Hebrew Israelite, are cut off or have cut them off from their true roots. So when we're talking about we as Ethiopian and Hebrew and certain black Hebrews or Israelites having a misunderstanding or miseducation, they need to connect, with their roots and with this hidden truth right here, right? This is basically where it started off from. Right, you wouldn't be no black Hebrew or Hebrew Israelite today without our forefathers. We could say the patriarchs and the matriarchs who went through blood, sweat, and tears to lay down this particular foundation. So when we say that we're Ethiopian and Ethiopian Hebrews, right, know your roots, know your truth, know the half of the story that hasn't been told until now. So this is Wyndham, and we can say even Rebbe Yadinos in this capacity of the Lion of Judah Society of His Imperial Majesty. Shalom, Ras Tafari, Shabbat Shalom.